What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind.
What is going on, guys? So listen, let's just go ahead and get into all of this, and it's a lot, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because Lil Nas X, he was arrested in Los Angeles after reportedly roaming the streets nearly naked. Now, I want to show the video to you guys, and you've probably already seen it, but I just think it's important just for context and definitely for content that we see what was going on. All right, guys, so you can see the video right here, and yeah.
What
Don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. No, go ahead, babe. No. Go ahead, babe. No. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party. La. Yes, I am serving you. I am serving you. And you better be at that party tonight. Oh, yes. 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 Yes, get my good side. Every side. Yes. Boom, cat, towel. Pow.
Child, let me tell you something. People in the comments were like, the walk is fierce, and I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, okay, but he clearly was on something that was making him feel real nice to step outside on the streets of LA, not in his backyard or at his pool or wherever he resides, because I do not know, but with the tidy whities and the white boots on. And the question that I have, one of the questions is, who was filming this? Now, this video that's I'm on the Tasha K, or I want with Tasha K Instagram, you can clearly see it says TMZ. I don't know if it was TMZ that was out there or somebody recorded this and sent it to TMZ. That's one of the questions that I have. But he was hospitalized after this stunt, and it is reported by the Hollywood Reporter that he is remaining jailed through the weekend following his arrest and hospitalization. They said he'll remain behind bars until Monday. And a source close to the rapper tells the Hollywood Reporter that he hasn't been allowed to have any visitors yet. He was also, reportedly assaulting a police officer. And so, look, it's a lot. But they say he is going to remain jailed through the weekend, and that he was nearly naked and seeming delirious. LAPD says that Lil Nas X, whose real name is Montero Hill, will be jailed until Monday, citing charge 69 APC, a penal code for resisting or obstructing an officer. The arrestee, which is Montero Hill, cannot be cited out. And it is mandatory that he appear before a judge before he is released, and this will happen on Monday. He was jailed at Valley Jail in Van Nuys. It's unclear what his current condition is, and reps for the rapper didn't respond to a request for comment. So, in a statement to the Hollywood Reporter, the LAPD said Lil Nas X had charged at officers and was taken into custody. He was transported to a local hospital for a possible overdose and placed under arrest for battery on a police officer. Listen, guys, I don't know a whole lot about being arrested, but I've seen enough videos to know, because I was watching a video, actually, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, on YouTube where there was this neighborhood in Florida somewhere where they were constantly being attacked by pit bulls. And I know this is kind of like off the subject, but they kept calling the police, kept calling the police, and the police were out there and they were just standing around. And it was a mixed neighborhood. When I say mixed, I mean mixed ethnicities. There were black people, white people, but lo and behold, they wound up arresting this black woman because she was getting on their nerves. And they called it, whatever they called it. But I feel like Lil Nas X being arrested for charging at a police officer, especially when the dude was clearly high and it said that he had a possible overdose. Clearly, he was not in his right mind. But I feel that a lot of times when these police officers will charge someone with resisting arrest or assault on a police officer, either the person is high or drunk. And I'm not saying it excuses their behavior, but I don't feel that a lot of times it's fair when they do that, because sometimes when they say someone is resisting arrest, they're handcuffing the person or they're trying to hold them down and it's hurting their arms or their wrists. And if they just move a little bit, they call that resisting arrest. So listen, I'm not here on Lil Nas X's side. When I see this video, like seeing him in the state,
Sean Bankhead taught me that one. Yeah! Hey! Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
when I see this, what I hear in my mind and in my spirit is, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose your soul? And this is clearly someone that has lost his soul. And I'm not even coming from the perspective of holiness or Jesus Christ or the Bible or anything like that. But we have to be honest. I do feel that in this industry that he has been in for all of these years and him going into it as a young adult, he was a child still, I believe. I didn't follow his career. I wasn't into any of his stuff. Didn't even watch the award show when he did what he did with coming down a stripper pole and doing a lap dance on the devil. I heard about it, or maybe that was a video. I don't know. I don't care. And when I say I don't care, I don't watch award shows. I'm not into his music, never have been, never will be. But I do believe that there's some ritualistic things that are done to obtain a certain level of success and money. And now he's out here high, tripping out of his mind. And he comes from a family of addiction. I believe his mom is an addict. So it's sad when I see this and I hear over and over again, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose your soul? Because he gained a lot. He was able to break into the country industry with that first song that he had when he came out. And he had a lot of children that were loving that song. And then he came out in honesty later on to say that he's a gay man. And then that offended a lot of people. But then it's one thing to just be someone that's being honest to say, look, I'm just letting you all know I am a gay man, so you will never see me out here with a woman or whatever, because I'm not that. But it's a whole other thing to be doing a lot of the stuff that he did. So clearly the man has lost his soul because he sold out to do a lot of things in this industry to obtain a certain level of success. And it's sad when I see this. So hopefully he'll get the help and the treatment that he needs. I don't believe he's going to get it while he's in jail. But this is just really a sad situation. And I'm going to pray for him. I am. Don't know anything about the man besides what is, out in the public. But it's a sad situation. And, I pray he gets better and gets the help that he needs because he clearly needs it. All right, guys, and next up is Ciara because she was on the Breakfast Club, and I'm glad that she just kind of shut this down because how long has she been married to Russell Wilson? People, first of all, are ridiculous when it comes to butting in other people's personal business, but she's been with her husband for all of these years. He clearly is a good man. He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. But no, he really is a good man. And I love that for her. I love that for any woman that is with someone that is great to them and also great to their child or children. What the freak is wrong with people and what is wrong with that? So the question was asked, and she's clapping back and shutting it down because critics try to shame her husband for the role that he plays raising her son, Future. Not as a stepdad, really, but as a dad. Even though, yeah, we know he is not the biological father. But if the biological father ain't shit, then why are people so hell bent on trying to make this man feel bad about making Ciara's son that she had before she met him and got in a relationship with him? He married her and took that role on as if he was her own child before they started having children together. What the freak is wrong with that? So yeah, she's giving it up and praising the husband that she has for what he is doing that is right. Stepping up, being the man that her family needs, and making her son that she had before she met him feel as loved as the other children that they decided to have together. So let's just go ahead and get into this video clip.
Gonna say I saw that a lot. People responding for you and taking up for you guys when people were having a debate about Russ being a stepdad or not, like early on, and people were like, "Why is that an issue? Like, why is their family unit an issue for you?" A lot of people had that conversation.
Yeah, you could tell she's getting annoyed because this is something that she has dealt with for so long over the years. So I could tell she was just like, here we go. And I feel her on this. Not I don't have a situation like that in my life, but I'm just talking about you just get to the point where you're just like fed up and it's like, okay, here we go. Can we just hurry up and get this over with? So yeah, you could see her. She was rocking back and forth in the chair and she's like, all right, here we go. I have other things going on in my life, but here we are talking about this.
And you stayed quiet the whole time. You handled
Yeah,
that.
you ain't got to talk about that.
Mhm.
There's beauty in love. It all comes back to love. I think people, when they talk about that type of stuff, they forget about what matters the most in the situation. It's the child,
Mhm.
right? It's not about the adult conversation of it all. Is the child being loved how they should be loved? That's all that matters,
Yeah.
right? And I think that obviously I know like the beauty in a blended family, right? There's no greater feeling than my kids all feeling together
Mm-hmm.
and waking up and feeling loved the same.
And that's what it's about. Too many adults, too many adults don't understand that. Some people are so freaking selfish. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
All of them feeling loved the
Mhm.
same. That is a blessing, So, and I think that every child deserves to feel, that kind of love that I get to see my kids have,
Yeah.
and so, I think when things are new to people, it just creates great conversation. But sometimes conversation is great,
Mhm.
because sometimes conversation also opens up things for people to really talk about things that they probably wouldn't talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe like I said, at my time when I was a single mom, I think a lot of women were able to see my journey to be able to be like, just me finding my way as a woman, right? And I thank God that He's blessed me with this special love that I have. But I think there's like again, it goes back to like, why do I have this platform, right? It's like if I can inspire someone in any kind of way, like that to me is success,
Yeah.
right? And so I think oftentimes you don't know what that's like until you're in that position,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're like, oh, this is my life. Like, okay, let me
Mhm.
figure this out. But I mean, it's a gift when, I think women can know like life doesn't stop at a situation for
Right.
you,
Mhm.
right? Life can evolve and grow how you want it to. And as it relates to families and men, right? There's a difference between boys and men.
Mm.
And we're going to stop it right there because that is the truth. There definitely is a difference between boys and men, but I'm also going to expound on that and say there's a difference between girls and women because I know sometimes and a lot of times, unfortunately, we talk about situations like this because you do see it more so in a man, a male, I should say, that had a child or multiple children and they are not in that child or in those children's lives. But it's also the opposite too. And I'm just going to share a little quick story because I know of a situation years ago where this chick, she had a child with the man. The man didn't know about the child and then he found out about the child when the child was, I don't know, maybe like I don't know, maybe like a little over 1 years old. So the man was never in a relationship with the chick. And then he wanted to do the right thing. Because I know people don't hear stories like this a lot, but the man wanted to do the right thing and be in the child's life, but he was in a relationship and actually, married to a woman. So it took a large, it's I won't say it took a large, but the woman said that she was like, this was different for her because she never saw herself being a stepmother, and this definitely wasn't something that she knew about, or even her husband at the time knew about, but she was willing to be, uh, uh, she was willing to be a part of that journey. But the mother of the child was upset, did not want the child to be around the wife of the man. And it was just like a insane situation. And it was like, why would this woman be like that? This man is wanting to step up and be a father to this child, but she doesn't want the child to be around the mother. And she didn't even know the man because the situation was like a hit it and quit it situation. So it's like, do you want a father to your child, or do you just want a child support check? And clearly the woman just wanted a child support check because she did not want the man to be around the child if the child was going to come to the house and be around his wife. Isn't that insane? And I just wanted to share that story because I don't want to come across as if I'm just trying to beat up on men, to say that men are like this and men are losers and they're not good fathers, and this, because there are good fathers. You just don't hear a lot of stories like this. You don't hear a lot of stories like this. So it's like a lot of adults are not comfortable having these conversations, and not just the conversations, but actually living out the reality of having situations like this happen. Future was an ain't shit ninja. And so when Ciara got in a relationship with Russell Wilson, and he wanted to be a part of not only her life, but a part of her child's life, and Future was out here making weird statements and all these different types of things and just hating on Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is a real man and Future is a male, it was just really ridiculous. And how many kids does Future have? How much of his seed has he spread around? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And Ciara knew that he had a lot of kids in the beginning when she was in a relationship with him, and she was willing to accept him as he was, hoping that he was being different and becoming a better man, but clearly he wasn't, and she had the strength to leave. And he's still mad about it. He's mad that she had the strength to leave and that she's leveled up. So I just wanted to talk about this because I could see the annoyance in her face when the question came up, but she answered the question with so much grace to say, look, there's clearly a difference between boys and men. So I love the subtle shade, if you want to call it subtle, but it's like, my husband's a man. The biological father of my child was never, and that's not my fault. I've moved on. I've been married to my husband for, I think, what now, 9 years at this point. Can we just dead this conversation? Because it's really ridiculous. My husband makes my son, who is our son, one he did not biologically create, feel as loved as the children that we created together. Next subject, please. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk about that real quick and get your thoughts on it. So let me know what you think in the comments.
Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.